Hi everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. So let's talk breakups from narcissists. So listen, no breakup is ever pretty, but these narcissistic breakups, they're uniquely difficult. So let's start this video from the position of you're the one doing the breaking up. Okay, you're breaking up with them. So you just need to be prepared for smear campaigns, flying monkeys, lots of defamatory things being said about you, vindictiveness, stalking, post-separation abuse, hoovering, rage, threats, manipulation, them going from seductive and rageful in the same text sequence, lots of texts. That makes you want to break up with them, right? So breaking up from a narcissistic relationship is difficult. Once again, keep talking about that continuum. At the more severe level of narcissism, you may need to have a safety plan, and as always, we'll have those resources in the video notes. But at the mild to moderate levels of narcissism, it's just their unwillingness to let go. Entitlement means that they don't like that you got to make the call to end it. And their need for domination means that they don't like that someone else has the power to disrupt their lives. And their arrogance is, why would anyone want to leave me, is what they're thinking. Now, so can anything soften this? The one thing that potentially could soften such a breakup is that the narcissist meets someone new really quickly. The distraction of a new relationship may tone down some of their vindictiveness, but not nearly as much as you may think. They'll have their new person, but still come after you with unfettered rage. And you might wonder, like, why the hell isn't this new person they're with see their new partner's single-minded revenge campaign against you as a 10-alarm red flag? That part never ceases to amaze me. But if they believe that what they're doing is making you suffer, that nobody's talking to you anymore, or you lose your reputation or something, that actually might calm the narcissist down a little bit. But then it means that you aren't getting out of this unscathed, you're getting harmed, so it doesn't really soften this breakup. It just may mean that they may slow down their post-separation abuse because they feel they won because you're suffering. Okay, remember, you broke up with them. Now, the extent, the severity, the breadth, and the depth of their rage when you break up with them may vary depending on how long your relationship with them lasted and how entangled you are with them. Children, house, pets, money. Then there's always cultural and religious factors and whether a breakup will make this person look bad to their family or their community. All of these are drivers to this breakup, what it looks like. And as a result, there are some narcissistic breakups that do go a little bit okay, but that's not the norm. Be prepared for a stalky, vindictive, protracted mess. This is why I let survivors know that leaving is incredibly courageous, because you are really knowingly entering a very fraught, frightening, manipulative situation by leaving. It's also why I let survivors know that I understand why they don't leave and why we really shouldn't pressure survivors to leave. Some people may not feel up to the fight at a given time in their lives. Keep in mind, even if you wanted this breakup, it doesn't make a breakup easy because you may actually have a real broken heart. There may have been enough good days in this relationship to give you some regret. You may not want to break up the family you've created, even though you... And listen, folks, survivors have pride and ego too. And something about the narcissistic person getting to be the one who turned off the switch can also feel quite unsettling and unfair to survivors. These relationships are toxic enough, and the narcissist doing the breaking up can feel like the narcissistic person got to pull the dominance move one more time. Now, the narcissist leaving doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be equitable or nice in a breakup. Now, rumination is far more pronounced when the narcissist breaks up with you. You may take out old emails and text messages and voicemails and try to back construct what happened and what went wrong in this relationship. You may get lost in where it went from "good night, babe" in a text message to brief, businesslike, and dismissive in a couple of weeks. You may find yourself playing junior detective, perhaps even following them or getting a private detective. You do what you need to do, always be safe, but be mindful that all this time being spent on rumination is time that is not being spent on healing. It can take a long time to recover, and many survivors have to navigate both a broken heart and anger at themselves for being upset about ending a narcissistic relationship. But it's normal to care, right? There is no easy way to have a narcissistic breakup. Their problems with attachment, dysregulation, entitlement, egocentricity, and their lack of empathy mean that breakups just become a place for them to either punish you or humiliate you, and neither of those are ever going to feel good. In the long term, you will have the recognition that getting out of this is the best thing that could have happened. But learn from it, because it takes a minute as you heal from that broken heart. Because if you don't learn from it, you're going to repeat the cycle. People always ask me that big question, which is worse, if they break up with you or you break up with them? And you've answered this now, right? Personally, I think the fallout is far worse if you break up with them, but that the potency of the broken heart is far worse if they break up with you. All together now, what's the mantra of the narcissistic relationships? I can actually hear you. You can't win. Always remember that. And when you try to win, you're just going to exhaust yourselves. There is no easy way to get out of these relationships. Thanks again.